Live. Okay, hi everybody who's joining me. So good to see you here. This is awesome. We're about to start. Hey everybody, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram Live. So good to see you here today. My name is Ksenia Pro. Welcome back to Coffee with Ksenia. Unfortunately, today I don't have coffee with me, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to talk all the things photography here, photography business. I'll be waiting for a few more people to join. If you're here, give me a thumbs up in the chat so I know that you hear me okay and you actually hear with me. Anybody joining me on YouTube, Instagram, if you guys have questions, we're going to leave them to the end of the stream. Again, we're going to go through the content first. And then if you have any questions or if you want to talk to me, I'll stay here for another few minutes to just answer any of the questions that you have. Okay, awesome. Rodrigo Arena Photography. Okay, so good to see you here. Perfect. So, again, let me reintroduce myself. Welcome to Coffee with Ksenia. This is going to be a live series of live videos where we're going to talk about all about photography and photography business. I teach strategies on how to make at least $5,000 a month and get fully booked as a photographer. My name is Ksenia Pro. I'm a photography educator. And today we're going to be talking about a very important thing. What to do if you're tired of your day job, of your full-time job, and you decided that you want to become a full-time photographer, okay? Because I know this question, a lot of photographers asking me this question, and another question that a lot of photographers ask, and I just got this comment on YouTube the other day asking me, how can you make $5,000 a month while you still have a full-time job, like a day job, and doing photography on the side? Is it even possible? The answer is yes. It just depends what exactly is the right situation for you, how much time you have to dedicate to your business and your job, and what else, what are the other life decisions, life choices you're gonna make. All right, so today we're going to compare kind of like your life, how it may look like if you are a full-time photographer like I am, versus if you have like a full-time job, or if you are an employee. We're not going to be talking about exactly how to quit your job and, going through that process. That's another talk for another day. And I don't feel like I'm qualified enough because I really didn't have to go through that process, fortunately or unfortunately, because I had the time resource and I had the time to actually just go do photography full time. So I was lucky that way. However, it may be a different situation in your case. I'm gonna walk you through the steps and just kind of like, we're gonna talk again, like a lot of things that I teach about is mindset based. So I want you to be thinking about what's the right thing for me to do, period, and what's the right thing for me to do now. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about. And also, I want you to consider, if you seriously consider being a full-time photographer, that making a $5,000 a month and getting fully booked is easier than you think. It's doable. It's just, you have to figure out if it's the right way, if that's exactly what you want. So if you truly want it, it's totally achievable. And photographer life, it seems fun and it may be fun it's being a photographer, like, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy it very much. Okay, being a full-time photographer, it's a combo of having like a fun life, right? Because it's always something creative, different. However, there's some, roadblocks, downsides, and some of the just like, it's not easy, let's put it that way. So I don't want you to have an impression that, it's just like a fun, unicorns and butterflies and glitter everywhere and just going and like taking beautiful pictures, and it's just super easy. It's not. It's hard work still. So I want you to understand what is the right choice for you, is it the lifestyle for you? And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So if you are going to become a full-time successful, let's put that word first, okay, a successful full-time photographer, what are the benefits? What is the perks of that lifestyle? So first of all, what I enjoy the most is I always have my freedom. So I can make my own hours, I can make my own schedule, and every decision that I make I'm kind of like the boss of my own life and my own time. So nobody will tell me, okay, Ksenia, you need to get up tomorrow at 9 a.m. and be at that meeting unless I tell it to myself. Okay. So that's kind of like the nice thing. And it's number one thing that a lot of people are trying to switch from, like being a full-time employee to being like a creative and owning your own business, because you're in control of your lifestyle, of your schedule, of your hours. And it's, it's very, it's like a dream lifestyle, basically. Also, you're doing what you love. If you truly love photography, especially portrait photography, I really enjoy working with my clients. So it does get, it tires me out sometimes after a day of photo shoots. Now I schedule only one photo shoot a day, sometimes two max, because I noticed that my energy levels, like after a photo shoot, because you just like pour your energy out, trying to get beautiful pictures for your clients and, entertaining them, talking to them, getting to know them. And again, like hyping them up throughout the session, because you are the energy bank for them. So at least like that's how I am. So that tires me out. So after a photo shoot, I'm like, I'm done. I can't do anything else unless it's something like very mindless, kind of like either editing, or I can do some office work, or just don't talk to me, don't make me move things, because during the photo shoot it's physical too, so you move a lot, you can like move heavy things sometimes. So perk number three is you get to meet new exciting people and get to work on very creative projects most of the time. And again, it depends on which clients and which niche of the photography you're actually working in. But I think it's true for most portrait photographer. You get to meet a lot of people, a lot of different characters. And we've been talking about it in my different other lives as well. Once you figure out who's your dream client, your ideal client, you will meet more of these people. And these people I usually enjoy working with the most, because I work with a lot of other women entrepreneurs, business owners. I work with a lot of women who have amazing careers. So they just like, not only they are, well, most of them are, they know how to take care of themselves. They love fashion. So obviously they look beautiful for their photo shoot because they come dressed up. So that part I enjoy as well. But not only they want to look beautiful, they are successful, they're super talented, a lot of them are very smart, so they have successful careers. If it's a family, it's like beautiful families that I be a part of. I can watch the kids grow and like be a part of that process. So that part I enjoy very much. I think it's my favorite thing. And again, it's going to be different for somebody who's like a little bit more introverted. So maybe you don't enjoy meeting as many people, right? So then find what's comfortable for you. There is no one size fit all when it comes to like designing your photography business, or which clients do you want to work with, or how do you want to like make your schedule. So please don't listen to people who tell you, okay, do exactly how I do, or you're not going to get anywhere. It's not true, because everybody's different. You're in a different life situation. You're in a different location, and you all have different styles. So the beauty of photography or any creative business is you can customize things to the way what fits your personality and fits your lifestyle. Okay, perk number 4, and it's kind of like, it is a perk, but it could be a challenge for some of you. In my life, there's never a dull day, okay? There's always something going on. There's always some decisions to be made. A lot of things you have to kind of figure out as you go. Nobody will just give you the blueprint, the script, and just tell you, okay, this is how you do stuff, and just go work, So you kind of have to make a lot of decisions for yourself in your business and in your, creative decisions as well in terms of photography. And that's kind of like the fun part for me, because I do enjoy that. I love like figuring things out, unless it gets to the point when it's like too much, because sometimes you go, especially when you go through a growth spur, like the way I am right now, because I'm hiring other photographers. I'm trying to set up the processes and teach them, educate them in the process, and train them so they actually deliver a similar level of experience to my clients or to more clients. In the same similar way, you're going to go, like, you're going to relate to this a little bit more. Maybe if you're just starting out and you have to figure out how to, like, from zero, build this beautiful, amazing business that brings you at least $5,000 a month or more, and how you can get fully booked so you get consistent flow of clients. So that process could be a little bit painful because there's so many decisions to be made. And scientifically, so I'm listening to a lot of like podcasts about businesses, how to grow and build businesses, not just photography, but like anything. About entrepreneurship, how to be self-employed and like solopreneurs, let's put it that way, creative businesses. And also I listen to a lot of podcasts about mindset and how our brain works in general. So like psychology and just like the physiology of the brain. And it's so freaking interesting. So a lot of things, I had a lot of insights about myself and the way I make decisions and why I struggle with things. So I highly, highly recommend, if you guys have, if that's something that you have interest in, do research that information. So what I was trying to say, it was scientifically proven that there is a certain number of decisions that you're capable of making in one day. So, and just imagine how many decisions we have to make in our everyday life. What to wear, what to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, all of that, starting from like small, basic, everyday decisions, right? Do I need to get gas now or can I wait another day? All those little things, it still takes your brain the energy to make the decision. And decision-making process is, it's energy consuming. So you're getting tired if people ask you too many questions or like choose, okay, red or green. Do you like this color of the paint, this like off-white or a little bit more creamy? And you're like, I don't know, don't ask me those questions. So that's why our brain actually puts some of those decisions. If you already made a decision once in your life and you repeatedly make the same decisions, that decision tends to be made on autopilot. So that's how you form habits, and that's how you kind of form those decisions that you have to think twice. You kind of know, I like this color. Don't ask me again. I know I like this color because you already made the decision. You don't want to spend another energy from your energy bank to making those decisions. So that's why if you have too many decisions to make in your day, towards the end of the day, you feel exhausted. So that's why you feel overwhelmed, confused, like when you're going through like a growing phase of your business, and that's normal. So all I want you to have is just like chill and understand that this is normal. It's not just because you are not capable of, achieving things or figuring out how it works. You just need to take a break, go sleep, and tomorrow's going to be another day, and you'll figure out a lot of things that you couldn't figure out today. So that's how you need to live with it, and you have to teach yourself to give yourself grace and just like go through the process. Again, things will not happen overnight, so just take your time, okay? Number 5, and again, like I do enjoy this because with your photography, not only you get to serve your clients and make money, right? Who doesn't want to make money? Everybody does, because that's how you survive first and that's how you thrive next. But also think about like serving your community, because there's so many different ways that how your photography can be beneficial to your community. And it could be paid projects where you work with some brands or some people who are really, they making a difference in the world or in your community locally. It could be something small, but you get to be a part of that project, okay? And you can also offer your services for free, or you can offer your time to some of the, again, like brands, or maybe it could be some of the communities or movements that make a difference. So you get to donate your services, or maybe you can work it doesn't have to be like a big thing, a big project. You can make a difference in one person's life, and that's, for me, that's going to be super valuable already. So this is the power. Just know that we as photographers, as artists, as creatives, we do have the power because we have the talent that could be used to make a difference. So think about it this way. And again, I'm not saying you have to be a full-time photographer to be doing those things. You can be using your photography as a hobby, but once you're a full-time photographer, you can actually have more weight in the community because you are a local small business owner as well. So you get to meet more people, you have more outreach, so you can actually, your word and what you say and which kind of projects you choose to work with, they're going to have more weight in the community. Okay. And number 6, the perk number 6, that's my favorite, because honestly, once you are a full-time photographer, you can truly dedicate your energy, your time into building this photography business. You can make as much as you want. Once you pass those like limiting beliefs in your head, your mindset, once you have, your skill set is up to the level and you figure out the business side of things, truly, honestly, the sky is the limit. So that's why when you have enough time to dedicate to your business, it's much easier to get to the point where you're making at least $5,000 a month in your photography business, and eventually get fully booked and you can make much more. Okay, so who has any questions? Let me see. So somebody on YouTube is saying Sharani Garrett Photography. Just went up on my prices and going through the phase of less bookings. What would you advise? So ideally, when you raise your prices, you will get less bookings, but see if you're getting the same income or more. Because ideally, when you raise your prices, yes, it's not going to be for everybody anymore, and that's normal. But that price difference should compensate at least for you for the loss of like some of the clients, and be ready that the first few months you may hear, it's not going to be crickets or anything, especially if you did it the right way, if you change your prices the right way, but you do get like less busy, and this is good because you can invest that time into doing more marketing and maybe improving your experience and actually following up with people. Okay, because this is where the money is. So this is good that you're actually seeing a little bit less bookings, and just let me know like how much less, because at some point it could get scary, like you not having any bookings anymore. But give it like at least a couple months and see what's the difference. So that way you can analyze what happened and see what is the next step. Okay, because you can always go back. There's no problem going back, but do you want to go back or do you want to keep going up? So that's the question that you want to answer. Okay, so let's keep going. And let's talk about how to decide if you really want to become full-time successful, full-time photographer, versus being just an employee and having a steady job. Okay. First of all, I would never tell anybody to go quit their job tomorrow. It's not how it's going to work. It's not realistic. So if somebody tells you that, don't listen to them, please, pretty please, because you always have to have a plan. Because otherwise you're just like setting yourself for, you can still get a lot of success. Don't get me wrong. If you lost your job, your motivation goes through the roof to make your photography business work. Okay. Or if you kind of like, you can't get a job for some reason, then again, your motivation for making your photography work is through the roof. And this is a good thing because you're going to be doing exactly what it takes, and you have a sense of urgency. Like you have to figure out everything now. So if that happens to you, then just go full-time into the photography for a couple of months, see how it works out for you. If not, you can always go get a job. However, if you do have a job, and especially if you like that job and it brings you good money, good income, and it's like helps your family to support their lifestyle, I don't think it's a smart thing to go quit it tomorrow just to switch to photography business, unless your photography business is really taking off and you're seeing that you actually could potentially make more money in your photography business. Okay, so let's break it down into the steps. So first of all, we have to, if you truly think that you need to quit your current job, your day job, to do photography full time, ask yourself these questions first, because it has to be done the right way and at the right time. First of all, do you love your job? Like your day job, your full-time job where you're employed? How much do you love your job? If you like it, you don't mind it, but you love photography so much more, then definitely look into like transition into photography full-time. Especially if you hate your job, if your job is no fun at all, then obviously you want to think about transitioning into photography, especially if photography is picking up and you feel like you can actually, make it your full-time job in your business. And the question number 2, do you really want to quit? Like, how much do you want to quit? Because you can stay at your job for another 6, 12 months while your photography business is picking up. Yes, you'll be working 2 jobs basically. And starting a business, especially like a creative business from scratch, because you're the only person doing everything, honestly. And if you don't do things, nobody will do it for you. So that's the trick, right? So you have to dedicate your time to kind of doing both at the same time. So that's why it could be challenging in the transitional phase. However, this is going to be more safe way of you to transition and see photography really will pick up eventually, so you can actually quit your job and dedicate more of your time into doing photography. So that these are the first 2 questions. Do you love your job or hate it, or kind of like you don't mind it? And do you really want to quit your job? Question number 2 is more like financial, practical. How much money are you currently bringing from your full-time job? So this, if you turn that question around, how much money do you need to be bringing from your photography to replace that income that you're going to lose if you quit? And don't think just about the salary, right? The whatever you're getting paid. Think also about the benefits that you're going to lose, because that's another kind of like part of the income that you're going to be losing when you're going to become self-employed, because that's very important. A lot of people not thinking about it sometimes. Okay, so once you answer those questions, then let's assess your photography business. So one hand, so you need to almost like have a pros and cons kind of like spreadsheet. So on one hand, you have your full-time job, which brings you steady income, benefits, and all of that, but you don't really, in love with it anymore. Number 2 is your photography business, and see what's happening there right now, and kind of try to project what could happen in like 3, 6, 12 months from now if you really do the work. So first of all, how much money are you making currently in your photography business? Per month, per week, per year? Just, break it down. And also how consistent your income is, because you can make, $10,000 one month, and then next month you can make only $2,000. Will it be, sustainable for you if you just go do photography full time right now with this current situation? Probably not, because it's very hard to predict like what's going to happen tomorrow, because bills come every month, right? They're not going to be, spread out throughout the years. The bills, you have to pay your bills every month, and sometimes they more or less, but they're coming. So you have to have cash on hand to pay for all of these things. Now, question number 2 is, how much do you need to make to be on a safe space? Meaning to replace your full-time job income. And also I want you to break it down in terms of like how many sessions do you need to book, for example, in a month, to actually replace the income that you're going to lose. And also, do you have at least a 6 months, let's put it 6 months emergency fund someplace safe, so that in case something doesn't work out with your photography business, and there's a big chance that unless you already have like a steady stream of clients and everything's going well, and then it's like you're in a good place to switch gears in your career. If that is not the case just yet, there's always a risk that once you quit your full-time job, you lose that income. The first few weeks or few months, they could be slow, and you'll be like, did I make the right choice? Because yes, you can do marketing, you can like invest your time and energy into growing your business, but think about it as an investment. So not all of the investment will be short term, okay? Some of them will be long term, meaning that you spend your time, your energy right now into marketing your business and growing your business. But truly those clients who like were, in that, who saw your ads and who saw your they subscribed to on your social media, for example, they may not booking their session today or tomorrow or next month. They may come in a year from now, and you never know, because like in photography, it's usually like a longer span on how clients are getting to the point where they're ready to book a session with you. So they really need to have multiple touch points throughout the time. So again, so you're not in a situation where you're like, oh my God, I don't have no money because I just quit my job and my photography is slow. What do I do? That's why you have to be mentally ready first that things may not go as well as you thought they would, and you have to have like a safety pillow, like an emergency fund, so you can save from your the salary that you make at your full-time job, or maybe like pick up extra things on the weekends from your photography job and create that safety pillow for yourself. That's just going to be like a better way of doing things. Okay. So while being a photographer is super fun, don't get me wrong, I love it 100%. I will never go do like some kind of desk job, and I will never go work for somebody else. Not anymore. Not after like I've done what I've done. However, being self-employed versus being a full-time employee is a completely different story when it comes to finances. So this is where you need to educate yourself first before actually switching that, making that change in your life, because your finances will change, the way you treat your money will change, the mindset will change. And for some people, it could be very stressful too. So that's why you need to educate yourself. And let me give you like a glimpse of what it is of being a self-employed versus an employee, okay? Because this is very important. So first of all, think about that you're going to lose all of the benefits, okay? Because if you are a full-time employee, and if you do enjoy your benefits of, the health insurance and the dental plan, and they have 401k and whatnot, and you have like maybe a pass to the gym. If you work for a really great company, you might have like a lot of benefits that will be an addition to your income, right? When you are self-employed, guess what? Who pays for your health insurance? Nobody. You pay yourself. So, but you could be in a different situation. For example, you have a spouse who is full employed, right? And they do get the benefits through their employer. Then you have a little bit more freedom into being the creative in the family, right? And running your own business and not worrying, because you could be on their plan on the health insurance. So there's like so many things to collect weigh, and every situation is going to be different. So see what is the right choice for yourself, and see what's, how to combine the chance that you're going to make more money. However, you're going to lose on some of the safety, kind of like steady things in your life. So see where you are comfortable with this, because everybody's different, like I said. Okay. Number two, you would have to figure out a lot of business stuff. Okay. So that's how to pay taxes, how to invoice people, how to use like payment processors, how to pay your contractors, and how to send all those tax forms. Like so many decisions that you need to make. We already kind of talked about it today. And also a lot of things that you have to figure out that are not so much fun. They could be, it depends how you look at them, but they are necessary for you to actually run your business. So again, if you're not afraid of learning new skill set, and if you are generally a reasonable person, and honestly, all you need is common sense to actually figure out all the business things, and the willing and the desire to learn more and implement those things that you learn from other people, other business owners, to implement in your own small business. Because photography business it's not hard to run, especially if it's just you and yourself and you, yourself, and you, right? I guess that's how you say it. So it's not that hard, because you don't need to manage a team. You don't have payroll or anything like that. So it's a little bit easier to do that. But still, you need to have some sort of business education that helps a lot. And also just common sense and making sure that you're building the systems inside of your business that's going to help you grow and not lose your mind. Okay. Number three, and this is important, you need to be charging much more than you think you do. If you want even just to replace the income that you had from your full-time job with your photography self-employed income, just because you're going to be paying more taxes, you're going to have expenses in your business. So it's not dollar to dollar when you're just switching. So for example, you were making, I don't know, like $3,000 as a salary in monthly, and now you just want to bring $3,000 from your clients. It's not going to be the same, because you do have expenses and you're responsible for more taxes. So make sure to, again, educate yourself on those differences and see truly how much money you need to bring from your photography business to compensate from losing by quitting your full-time job. Okay. But I'm not saying that you have to be, it's not black and white, okay? You don't have to be either have a full-time job or be a full-time photographer. There's always in between, and a lot of people, people call them weekend warriors or other names. So you can have a day job, especially if you love and truly enjoy it, why not keep it and then just do photography in your free time? It just depending how many hours you can dedicate to either, and see if you're not burning yourself out by having two different jobs, basically. So you can have, for example, you can work Monday through Friday in your main job and have nights off, and then you dedicate your weekend just doing photography. Okay, again, your income level will depend on how many hours from photography, for example, how many hours you can actually dedicate to your business and go see clients and edit and do the marketing and all those things, because you still need to do all those things if you're doing photography part-time. But it's going to be less stressful for you because you will always know, okay, if I don't have clients this month, it's okay because I have my full-time job. And for some people, it's the right choice because it gives you the best of both. So you still go and like be creative and meet amazing people, just not as many as if you're a full-time photographer, for example. And also you have like a full-time steady job with all the benefits and all of that. So if you can combine the two and you're okay with doing that, I mean, this is the sweet spot too. So I can tell you like what's the right choice for you. You have to make, the smart, educated decisions and see what will be the best choice for you right at this moment. And again, like if eventually you're combining, for example, your full-time job and photography in your free time. However, if at some point you feel like the photography is taking over and you get so many inquiries and you can't serve them all just because you have a full-time job, you don't have enough hours, try to start cutting back on the hours at your job if you can, slowly, to see, how many clients you can accommodate, until the moment that you feel like you need to dedicate all of your time to your photography business to really make it work, because you're going to make so much more money and there's so much more potential. Or maybe it's just the lifestyle choice. So not all of the decisions about money or finances, and I want to be very clear about that, because I feel like in like business space and in photography business space as well, like a lot of people talk about money, make more money. And yes, that's all. I mean, most people want that, but also at what price, at what cost? So sometimes the choice, you could be making same or less money, but you're going to have more peace. So you might have, more days off, or you might have more flexibility of like going away and travel for a month and coming back. Yes, you're going to lose on your income, but with your full-time job, you probably will not be able to do that at all, period. You're just going to get fired. That's all. If you are a photographer, like I said, your hours are more flexible. Yes, you lose some income, and not necessarily, actually, you can schedule your clients someplace else, or kind of like restructure your year so you have like a nice like 2-3 weeks vacation someplace else. So it's totally doable. You just need to put your focus and intention into designing the lifestyle that you want for yourself. So, all right. So if you guys think that this was helpful, first of all, drop a comment here or give me a thumbs up on this live. I want to hear from you. If you have any questions, now it's the time to ask. So Rodrigo Reno Photography says, when should we make our business legal, meaning getting all the proper paperwork with state and federal? So again, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a CPA, but so what you can, because if you don't have your LLC, for example, right, and you should check, first of all, check with your local state guidelines, because they will tell you exactly what is needed to register your business, how to get your business license and all of that. So read through that information first before you use any other advice, okay? Second of all, depending on how much money you make and how consistently you make, you bringing money from your photography business, you will be able to tell if you already have like a solid business. So you would need to go and like form an LLC or just register with your state. Or because until a certain point, you just, even if you have an LLC and you're a single member LLC, you still report all of those income and expenses and like your business income on your personal tax return on your Schedule C. So you can just report that income that you're making inconsistently on your Schedule C as your business income. However, like I said, I'm not a lawyer or a CPA. So please get like a professional advice, because when I started my business, I just registered an LLC right away. But I don't think that was, I mean, I already had clients lined up. So, and I knew that was the only thing that I'll be doing. So I was like 100% in, 150% in. I wanted to make it work. That's why I just started, from starting an LLC right away. However, you can be a sole proprietor, so you could be making money. It could be just kind of like your hobby money. And I know some people do that, but again, like get some legal advice or talk to a CPA to make sure, how exactly you need to go about it, depending how much income you're bringing. Does it answer your question? I hope it does. All right. Any other questions from YouTube, Instagram? Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for another few minutes. And it could be connected to the topic of today's live, or it could be just different. So let me know, what do you think? Okay, awesome content. Thank you so much for your time. Do you think having dedicated space studio for photography might be helpful improve your business? It is helpful. However, you have to be smart about your expenses, because having a studio space, it's another expense. Unless it's in your house, if you can find a way to like use the space you already have access to, you're already paying for anyways, like you're paying your mortgage, for example, or you're paying your rent on the place where you live. If you can convert some of the space into a studio space, even if you have to move things back and forth, that's going to be better than going like paying for some space when you don't have the money to pay for it. So be smart with your expenses. Keep them low in the beginning, especially because having a studio space does not necessarily mean that more people will book with you. Okay. It's more like a convenience thing, or like more like a perk, again, and depending what style photography you do. If you create amazing beautiful pictures at the sunset, like you don't really need the studio to do that, you know what I mean? So but he really love like fashion kind of like looks studio photography, then yes, you kind of have to be indoors to do that. But again, it doesn't have to be like a professional dedicated studio space. It could be at someone's house. So I had my studio in my house for almost 5 years, I think. So it was just like a medium size room. It's on the smaller side, let's be honest. It's like 11.5 by 14.5 feet. Yeah. So that's the space that I had in the house. And also I've seen photographers who shoot out of their apartments. They just move some stuff around and they use like the big living. And I did that too. I shot out of my apartment a long time ago. It was for free though. I was training, I was learning, but it is doable. And also I did travel to my clients' houses, and I would bring a backdrop with me, the lights and everything. So I'll build the setup right at their house. So honestly, you don't need the space until you do. Okay. So that's not going to magically make your business grow or anything. If anything, it's going to, is going to be an extra expense for you. So see if you can actually, you're at the place to support that and to afford that. Another way of getting a studio space is to get a shared studio space with other photographers. So again, that's going to be more affordable for you probably. So see if there's any studios that would let you have a shared space with other photographers. And if you truly do need to go shoot at a studio, like bigger studio, you can always get a rental studio. Again, if you're in your area, you have something like that, and not everybody have access to those studios, and I know that. So again, see like what resources you already have, so you don't need to pay extra to get this space. If not, then just see what's the optimal decision for you. Okay, perfect. Any other questions? All right, today is quiet. So I'll see you guys this week, Thursday at 3 p.m., I think. I'm going to check, but make sure to follow me on Instagram at Ksenia Pro Education. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching in replay, make sure to go at Ksenia Pro Education to get all of the live updates about my next Coffee with Ksenia live series. And each week we're going to go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to break down one subject, one topic about photography life, photography business, all of those things. Also, make sure to follow me me on YouTube at Ksenia Pro Photography. And my main Instagram account is at Ksenia Pro Photo. Yeah, this is where you see all of my current work, more like a portfolio. So this is more for the clients. But if you are a photographer and you're here to learn from me, make sure to follow me at Ksenia Pro Education. All right, if you don't have any other questions, I'll see you next time. And also, the reason why I started doing those live series is because I want more photographers to actually educate themselves about the business of photography, like photography in general as well, because we're going to talk about a variety of different subjects throughout the next few months. And I want you to have access to like a photography friend like I am right here. So imagine you just having coffee with me, we're having this conversation, so you get to ask me questions about what's happening in your business or any other photography related questions, because it's so important to support each other, to build a photography community and just kind of like thrive and become more successful together. All right, I'm Ksenia Pro, photography educator, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay. I'm going to turn on the live. Okay, YouTube is live now. Okay, so El Martinez is asking, how many photos will be good to give in a mini session? Well, it really depends, but I don't want you to give a lot. So I would say under 10, 100%, but somewhere in between 3 to 8, that will be a good number. And just see like compared to the price, and there could be different strategies. So you can charge a little bit less, but then you offer much less as well. Or you can charge a little bit more, but offer like a little bit more images. And there's always like, there has to be room to upsell more, because this is where you kind of make more money, if it makes sense. All right, if no other questions, I'm actually going to wrap this up. Do you guys have any more questions? I give you like 3 seconds to decide. Okay, going 3, 2.5, 1. All right. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.